Bitcoin chart, the two levels continue to be the zone of support. Zone 1 is the top one. That has to be broken first, but really the bottom zone is the more important one here, guys. So again, we're going to keep an eye on that. So again, if you're just looking at where you need to be bearish or bullish on Bitcoin, it's very simple. We're going to take away this one that goes there. And I just like keeping it clean, right? You guys know I don't use a lot of crazy indicators on my chart. I keep it as simple as possible. So basically what we have here...
Wait a minute, everyone. Welcome to Bitcoinzilla, your platform for daily cryptocurrency analysis and news. Our mission is to keep it simple. Bitcoinzilla offers engaging information that is easy to understand. Our analysts keep their eyes on the latest news to provide valuable insights via email. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Join our community of 10,000 subscribers and experience the new edge with Bitcoinzilla. Subscribe now. In this video, Gareth will share his insights on what are the two levels that continue to be the zone of support? Which zone is more important? What makes him bearish or bullish on Bitcoin? Discover why Bitcoin closed at the level it did yesterday and why it's pulling back today. Find out what the all-time high is and what would be the bear case. Let's join Gareth in this interview about these topics and more.
Is we have this high, goes right through this high, here, here, and here. So this is the line, again, that if you were to confirm below, that would make you, at least on a technical basis, it would turn me more bearish on Bitcoin. In fact, it would be considered a big breakdown. As of now, we saw a beautiful move up the last few days. We are getting a small pullback. Just draw your attention to why we're pulling back. Like, why did Bitcoin close yesterday at the level it did, and why is it pulling back today? Well, simply put, look at the highs right here. Draw that across, right? So right here, draw that across, and you can see this high of this bullish consolidation pattern is exactly the highs that yesterday you saw price stalled out at. Now, we still have the all-time high, which is just a little bit higher than that. That'll be your next level. And then needless to say, if we come down to this level and eventually break and confirm, that would be the bear case. But right now, and I've said this every single day, as long as price stays above this line, it's a positive bias, neutral to positive bias on price. The path of least resistance remains to the upside.
ARK Invest CEO Cathie Wood recently discussed Bitcoin's role in protecting against economic instability in a CNBC interview. She sees Bitcoin as a safeguard against poor fiscal management and believes its price rise reflects global economic concerns. Wood links Bitcoin's price rise to fears of global currency devaluations. She cites the Nigerian naira's devaluation and recent changes in Egypt's currency as signs of wider economic instability. For Wood, Bitcoin is a hedge against these devaluations and a protector of wealth. Wood compares Bitcoin to traditional safe haven assets, calling it a safety net in economic crisis. She emphasizes Bitcoin's role in maintaining purchasing power and wealth, especially when facing inflation and currency changes.
Solana has been acting much weaker lately. And again, one of my gripes with Solana is that in general, there's been a lot of meme and scam coins kind of brought out on it. I wonder how much that has impacted the demand and the upside of Solana. So just be aware of that. Now, we are starting to come down. You're making actually a little bit of a bear flagger. So number one, we broke this upsloping trend line and we have confirmed below it, right? So it broke and confirmed. Then you've gotten this little bear flag starting. If we break down, your big downside target, and this is actually where I would be a buyer of Solana, would be right into this 120, 125 level. Notice the two trend lines, right? We have a trend line back here all the way through here. We have this high pivot coming through this area. It all coordinates right to this here. That is going to be your big level around 120, 125. Now, listen, there's no guarantees it gets there. But as a trader, I just sit back and I say, listen, if something comes to my level that I've isolated down with multiple factors, then I take the trade. If it doesn't, then I let it go by. Like a fish swimming by me and I'm fishing, let it go by. There's another fish coming along that I'll catch. It's not a big deal. There's always another trade. As soon as you start having that mentality that there's always another trade, it takes the edge off of needing to get that trade. All of a sudden, you don't become someone who's so needy for trades and have to be in every single trade because you know that another one will eventually hit the level that you're isolating down to. It's a big game changing for trading.
Kevin O'Leary, known as Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank, recently revealed that 11% of his investment portfolio is in cryptocurrencies. In an interview with The Street, He shared his crypto investment strategy and his preference for direct ownership of digital assets over Bitcoin ETF. O'Leary has a significant portion of his portfolio in cryptocurrencies. He sees them as a crucial part of his investment strategy and has allocated a large portion to various coins. O'Leary prefers owning digital currencies directly. Despite the emergence of Bitcoin ETF, he highlights the cost benefits of holding coins without the extra fees associated with ETF.
Gold today, guys, it continues to pierce just ever so slightly my upward sloping trend line. I still think it's due for a pullback, but I have to be honest, it's showing amazing strength. Just the fact that it hasn't pulled back more than a tiny little bit over the last couple days, and it is just fractionally above this level here. But again, my only concern would be is tomorrow's CPI number, right? If it comes in not hot, let's say it comes in a normal, like even expectations at this point would probably be a positive for the markets and a negative for gold, you could see a big retrace on gold, all right? So just be aware of that. That is a risk if you're holding gold. Silver continues to be a rock star as well. The inverse head and shoulder breakout continuing here. At some point, it'll retrace. The question I have, does it go all the way up to here into our double top or triple top first, which is the $30 level? If it got there, would I do a quick little swing trade short? Probably, and then I'd look to buy it on the dip again and flip my position into the long side. And that's how a trader is, by the way, guys. A lot of you guys watching, you may be longer-term investors. I don't think that way. I almost never enter a position except physical metal where I'm like, or maybe Bitcoin, where I'm like, I'm going to hold this for years. Everything when I enter it is like weeks to a few months. That's my time frame, or a day trade, which obviously is intraday. All right, so again, you just got to be aware of that and just understand that you have to go with your time frame. I'm specifically talking about my time frames. Oil today is flattish, give or take. Again, pulled back a little. We talked about it stalling out and needing to retrace to about $83. I still think that's likely going to happen here. So again, look for a retrace. And then the question is, does it hold and make another move up? But look at that amazing. Again, talk about inflation rearing its ugly head. There's no doubt about it. And of course, we got to touch on this chart here, guys. Take a look at the run here on natural gas. It's now approaching $2. I've talked about this. I love this chart here. The breakout, the bull consolidation, and now potentially another breakout above 205. I do have a new trend line I want you guys to see because it does coordinate with where my target is for this move up before a pullback. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take a trend line, right? We're going to drop it down here. Okay, so we drop it down to that previous high. So if you guys can see what I did was I took this high, connected it exactly to that high, and it comes in right around $2.25. Now, what you want to find is a confluence of levels. And so what you do is you find these lows here, right? We can even stretch it back here, and we drag this through right to that level. And what you get, check this out, guys, is a coordination of two major trend lines that are coming into a target around 220 to 225. So that will be your next big resistance on a technical basis, or at least it should. Doesn't mean it can't break, but that'll be where it starts to struggle a little bit, and we'll have to see what it's made of.
Brett Garlinghouse, Ripple Labs CEO, is optimistic about the crypto market's future. He predicts the market capitalization could double by year-end in a recent CNBC interview. He discusses the macro trends influencing institutional interest in crypto assets and the role of Bitcoin ETF. If you've been with us so far, a big thank you. Don't forget to subscribe for free to Bitcoin Zella for your daily news. The link is waiting below. That's all for today's crypto news. Stick around for more updates, insights, and analysis on cryptocurrencies. Share your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and subscribe for more exciting content.